Welcome back to a live from Uniwigs. My name's Ashley from Life on Locks, and tonight we're going to talk about mainly hair toppers, but also wigs and looking at what's the difference between the two. So I hope that you have lots of questions here and that you are excited to take a look at what we have. I've got a whole bunch of different Uniwigs toppers here, just tons of them. So if there's a color that you want to see, if there's a particular style that you want to see, different cap constructions, that type of thing, just let me know and I will see if I can find something that is similar to what you're looking for, but also just answer your questions when it comes to wearing alternative hair. Of course, I would love for you to let me know where you're from, where you're joining from, and then just any questions that you have right off the bat. So I think we'll probably start by doing what we promised to do here tonight, which is telling me the difference between wigs and hair toppers, because there are definitely differences between the two, and then determining which one might be right for you. If you're here though, and that's not something that really answers the questions that you have, then like I said, just go ahead, drop whatever questions you have in the chat and I will do my best to answer them. I would encourage you also, if you know the answer to a question that somebody's asking, feel free to share. One of my favorite things about doing these lives is the community that comes out of it. Every single time I do it, and it's been lately about once a month, I find women are just so good at showing up for each other here. So please ask questions, answer each other's questions, and the Uniwigs team is also going to be standing by. Oh, thank you. It was there when I did the preview, so I don't know what happened. Let's see if I can get it up here. Oh, there we go. I think we're good. Okay. So the Uniwigs team is standing by, and if you have any questions, they're going to be able to help as well. As I'm showing different toppers tonight and different wigs tonight, they're going to put links on the screen for you to be able to go and take a look at those directly on the Uniwigs website. They have a sale running right now, and I believe it ends today, if I'm not mistaken. It's the last day of their spring sale where everything is 15% off, if I'm not mistaken. And that's for wigs and toppers, which is great. Hi there, Natural Oatmeal. If you'd love to tell me, if you would be willing to tell me where you're from, I would love to hear it. I'm in Canada, specifically in Ontario, but of course we're going to be having women join from all over the world, which is super fun and super exciting. Hi, Carlotta. It is so nice to see you. Thank you for being here. You are such a pleasure all the time. So helpful. Thank you for being here. So main topic of conversation is what is the difference between a wig and a topper, and how do you know which one is best for you? So we're going to start, I think, by talking about level of comfort and also just what you've got to work with, because that's going to maybe determine the direction that you go. I'm realizing that I can't see myself in a mirror, so I'm just going to move one so that I can see it. And if at any point you can't see me or something's unclear, just let me know, please. So I have overall like a diffused thinning, and so women come to me with this type of hair loss. I tell them that it could go either way. Definitely toppers. There's enough to work with, and you don't need a lot to work with in order to be able to wear a topper, because I do not have a lot of hair. I mean, there's a lot of white mixed in there too, so it's hard to know what's scalp and what's white hair, but my hair is very, very thin. A pony is like, the size of a pencil, right? And we're going to see that I can wear toppers. Now, different toppers are going to suit different needs, whether you have a strong front hairline or a weaker front hairline like me, but you can wear a topper at almost any stage of hair loss, with the exception of like a total hair loss. That said, it may be more comfortable for you just to put on a wig, especially if you've been wearing hair toppers for a little while. Personally, when I first started wearing alternative hair, I tried wigs to start, and I felt like it was too much too soon. So I ended up in toppers, and I wore toppers for 4 years straight before transitioning to now wigs a majority of the time. But now I'm kind of like finding my way back to toppers again. So if that is you, hi there from Calgary. Hi, Shauna. Thanks for being here. Love Calgary. It's a beautiful city, except I think you might have had snow recently, if I'm not mistaken. I love seeing you here, Carlotta. So with toppers, I guess what I need to say, should we talk about density? Should we talk about hair lines? If you're looking for an option that feels more lightweight, a little bit more natural in the density. That's probably the best way to go when you're brand new to wearing alternative hair, because that's also the mistake that I made when it came to wearing wigs to begin with as well, is I just went for wigs that I thought looked really good on people online. Those people were comfortable wearing wigs. And so when I put them on me, it was like way too much hair. Fortunately, the two wigs that I have here tonight, both are going to look like a lot more of a natural density. But I went too much. And so that's where, if you're just at the beginning stages, getting a light density topper is a really good option. It's not going to give you the same kind of coverage as a large base topper or high density topper, but it might be just like a good transition. So the one that I have here, I like to start with this one a lot of the time lately, because this never would have been on my radar when I was wearing hair toppers. And when it arrived here and I tried it on, I thought, this is something that I feel like would meet the needs of a lot of women. It's called the Upgrade Claire. And Upgrade Claire is going to be a small cap overall. I can't remember her exact size, but I feel like she's like 5.5 by 6 or something like that. There she is. She's 6 by 6. It was getting close. And she's going to give you coverage for most of us if we have diffuse thinning or a weak hairline, like right where you need it the most. But she's still going to be lightweight enough that it's going to feel like your bio hair. So, and here's another great feature about her, is that she has this lace front. So the lace front is a really nice thing to have if you have a weak hairline, because it doesn't require you to blend your bio hair into the topper. It can sit right to the front. I realized that my camera was just reversed. Whoops daisies. Oh no, I hate when this happens. Sorry, this is going to take me a minute to adjust to. The camera flipped. So you can wear it right to the front of your hairline, and it's going to melt into your skin and look like your scalp. So that's kind of nice. And then it has a monofilament area, which is transparent. So it means it's going to be light and airy and breezy. Oh my goodness, this screen is crazy. And then you have wefting here for a little bit more coverage at the back. And then the halo wire, if you're completely new to toppers, Uniwigs puts a halo wire with all of their toppers, which is so nice because it's going to add security and help that lace to really have tension on that lace so that it melts into your skin without glue or adhesives. And this is a huge thing because I have struggled as a petite-headed person with lace lifting, but this is going to be the ticket right here. And then there are also clips for security. So I'll pop this one on for you to see. So the way that I'm going to install it, I've got this halo wire. Now the halo wire is not as tense as it should be on me, and you can adjust it very easily just by pulling on it. So I'm going to wear this right to like where my natural hairline starts, a little bit in front, because if we go too far back, then you kind of see where your bio hair line is. We're going to go just in front of it, which means it's going to create slightly lower hairline, but that's okay because mine is receding. And then I'm going to clip it into place. I have very similar to your situation. Do you mind to speak on what causes follicle? You know what? I can't because I'm not a doctor and I don't have enough knowledge about these things. Mostly because when I went to a dermatologist, she was not helpful at all. She just said that mine was the worst case she had seen for my age and kind of sent me on my way with the medication to try to promote hair growth that it didn't end up taking. She didn't do a scalp biopsy or give me any rationale. So all I can say on my end is that it definitely has a genetic component because my mother had thin hair, not as thin as mine, but quite thin. And my grandmother did wear wigs in the late 80s, early 90s for hair loss. So for me, there's definitely a genetic component. But it could be your hormones, vitamin D levels. I mean, there's all kinds of stress. There's all kinds of different things that can cause it, thyroid function. So definitely talk to your doctor and, address the concerns with them. But what I do know is that age is another factor. And as I'm getting older and entering perimenopause, I'm seeing more and more women I know who are also struggling with hair loss, or maybe not struggling, but experiencing hair loss during menopause. So this is just a nice way to give that boost for anybody who is maybe going through that. So there we go. There's a little bit of powder here on the part line already to give it a more natural look on the scalp. But as you can see, that lace is just sitting so nicely, flushed my head. I don't even need to glue it. It just looks really good. So this, as I said, is Upgrade Claire. I'll do a full spin, and then I think what you're going to notice is that it's very mild coverage at the back. So my biological hair is going to be sticking out, and it's not exactly the perfect color match or textural match. Plus my bio hair is a little bit too long for this topper right now, so I would need to cut it. but it gives you an idea of what you're working with. So a topper like this, really good for beginner because it feels light and airy. It will probably necessitate a trip to your stylist to make sure that your bio hair is matching with the topper, but very lightweight. I honestly can't feel the clips on my head right now, which is something that bothered me. My first toppers that I wore were not from Uniwigs, and they were silk tops that were a little bit too small for my head. And so the density was like kind of tugging a little bit. I never experienced traction alopecia or anything like that, but I could feel the clips. These clips I don't feel. And that's in part because this is a lightweight topper. So it's well designed, but then also because of that halo wire. So, and Uniwigs uses gentle clips as well. So this one's really great. Not just if you're a beginner, but if you're someone who's looking for a summer topper, even if you wear a heavier, denser topper. So I love Savannah by Uniwigs. It's a very big capped 9x9 silk top, but it's not great for updos. A lightweight one like this with the lace front is perfect for updos or, you know, like a ponytail or something like that. All the pieces, no, not all the pieces, but a majority of the pieces come with face framing layers cut in, which is the biggest hack when it comes to alternative hair, to making it look real, because it just distracts the eye from the part line and from the lace. And so you can see how, you know, something like this is so great for the summer. You could do like a bun, a messy bun. You could do a claw clip. So this is a really nice option, even if you already have a topper, but just to be able to have something that's a little bit more friendly for sports or hiking or just running around in the summertime, because it feels so lightweight and airy. And that is the other reason that I do recommend toppers sometimes as like the gateway to alternative hair, is because your own hair is mixed in. It kind of just feels like extensions, because that's what it is. It's a top extension or a crown extension rather than full coverage wig. And so you feel a little bit more like yourself perhaps until you get comfortable. Sorry, I think I'm missing. Can you adjust the part? Such a great question. So I'll show you, I'll leave this one on my head, but I'll show you another one that's similar. You can. So all of the Uniwigs toppers allow for you to move the part at least a little bit, but most of them give you an option to do a middle part or a side part, either on the left or right. So if I pull up one, sorry, I'm looking for a particular piece that is similar to this, but just a little different. I had it in my hands not that long ago when I was preparing for this. I'm looking for the new Upgrade Courtney. So if some of you have seen that one before, where did she go? I swear I'm losing my mind. I just had her before I started this live. I might have to find her after, but sorry for the dead air here. I don't have her on me, so I guess I'm going to take this one off and show you until I find her. So anywhere that this monofilament exists is where you can part, and it's going to give you that appearance of natural looking scalp. So whatever goes underneath is what is going to show up. If I were to have dark bio hair not parted and then put it like this, you can see that that becomes a little bit darker. Now it's still a little bit pale because I put powder on it. And Uniwigs will also send you a piece of scar tape, which you can buy from them as well in a pack that looks like this. And it will just stick underneath, and you can leave it on between washes and just leave it on there for weeks or months at a time, and it will give the look of natural scalp. So anywhere that you part it is going to be in this area. The reason you can't part on the wefts is because you will see those wefts. So I'll just show you what that looks like. So we can't part on the wefted part because you can kind of see the stitching. And the wefts are just basically, if you're new to toppers, they're like strips of hair that are sewn in a circular fashion to give a little bit more density and coverage where you need it there. So they look like this. So just strips sewn in. And then in between them is like almost like a a lace material. So they're very, very breathable all around. So this one is Upgrade Courtney, and then I'll take requests for other toppers that you might like to see. But I'm realizing that I'm very behind on the chat. So I'm just gonna take a quick look here. Blonde, please. I live in Mexico City. Hi there. Thanks for joining us from Mexico City. That's so cool. Yes, I can definitely show some blonde toppers. I don't have that many, but I do have a few, so I will definitely show some. They're all Courtney's. What length am I wearing? This one, I believe, is a 16-inch, the Upgrade Claire. Everything that I will show tonight, with the exception of Valora, is either 16 or 18 inches for my hair length. And the rule of thumb is if you're placing an order for a topper, you want to try to get a topper, unless you're willing to cut your hair, that is 1 to 2 inches longer than your biological hair, because what you don't want to end up happening is having your bio hair stick out from the bottom. You'll see the textural and color difference, and these tend to be a little bit thicker than our bio hair, so it will look a little off. Does the topper feel hot like a wig? No, although I personally don't find wigs to be particularly hot either. I think I've just kind of adjusted, but I do feel like toppers are a cooler option, at the very least, because you can take them and, you know, as I showed you with this one, take the hair and put it up off your neck, right? And you can take wig hair off your neck, but your own hair is stuck in the wig cap if you're wearing a wig. But I still think that wigs are great, because if you do get warm or sweat, I have curly bio hair, so I would need to wear a curly topper. Otherwise, there'd be a textural difference underneath that topper, and you would probably see it. It does lay so flat, and that's the thing. All of the ones that have lace, now that they have halo wires, I feel like they can largely be glueless, and I have a petite head, so if that's true for me, it's probably true for many of you. Hi from California, nice to see you. Thank you for being here. I have a very similar situation. Do you mind to speak? Oh, right, we talked about that one. Okay, hello from Missouri. They ship from overseas, but they ship internationally. And they're very prompt. They will give you an estimation on time if they're not in stock, but things move very, very quickly. They're really efficient. Does it feel hot like a wig? Sorry, as you ask questions, they're jumping around. So if you're wondering why I am taking so long to get to these, it moves around on me. Just jumped on. May we please have the name? Oh my goodness, where did that go? So that was the Upgrade Claire. It's on the screen. So as I show these, for the most part, they're going to be on the screen, and then you can just click them. The Wigs team is standing by to help you with all of that as well, which is so great. Thank you for joining us, by the way, Deborah. Can I wear a topper that is shorter than my own hair? Will it look too thin at the bottom? Yes, I think it will look too thin at the bottom, unfortunately. I would like to get the closed lace Airy Elegance, but I don't think it will be long enough. I'm looking for something to add coverage and volume. Yeah, so that is, unfortunately, I think that will be the case. So I'll just show you an example with, well, we kind of saw it with that one, but let me try something different so you can kind of see what's gonna happen. You're looking at Airy Elegance closed lace. So I'll show you that, because I have one here. So this is closed lace Airy Elegance in, sorry, I need to look at it, Moose Brown. So for those who aren't familiar, it's the same concept as the last one with the lace, but instead of the lace looking like this with sort of the cut edge, the rippled edge, which gives a really natural appearance, but could be glued, and that's going to sit right on your skin to blend. The closed lace, oh my goodness, sorry, I just dropped the topper. The closed lace is a reinforced lace. You have like a double piece of lace there. And it can be worn right to the front hairline, but the intention is that you're going to blend it in with your bio hair. I don't have enough bio hair or the desire to blend, so I would wear this still right to the front though, and I think it looks really good. And you're going to experience less fraying because it is reinforced, which is so nice. So let's pop this one on, and we'll see if you can see my bio hair peeking out and see if there's a textural difference. Oh wait, I want to put the halo wire on first. Sorry. So the halo wire, this one is actually at the right setting for my head in order to create tension. Even without the hair clipped in, there's no lift here at all. Like, it's keeping it totally snug, which is so amazing. Upgrade Claire's. Yes, it was an Upgrade Claire. Sorry, could not hear what was the length on that one. It was 16 inches. I'm sorry. Artful Caramel, 16 inches. Hi from Fort Worth, Texas. Nice to see you. I do have the new one actually. So yeah, I can put that one on next. If I don't do it in the next couple of minutes, please remind me, Linda, but I will show it for sure. You don't, I'm not sure, Nora, exactly what your question is, but if it's that you don't have enough hair to wear a topper, you really don't need a lot of hair to be able to pull it off. But I'm going to show wigs as well soon. So there we go. Hi from Tennessee. Nice to see you. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you for being here. Oh my goodness. That's so sweet. Okay, so here's where you can kind of see like my bio hair poking through. I stand on my tiptoes. So this actually isn't a bad, I'm not gonna lie, that's pretty good. If my hair was short, you would never see the difference here in terms of texture. But if my own bio hair sticks out at the bottom, it just looks too scraggly to go with the nice cut of the topper. So that would be my concern. Now, if you do have a good amount of bio hair, which it sounds like you might because you said you're just trying to add volume and stuff, then you could take it. Actually, I have an example of another one that I think blends with my bio hair and it is shorter. So you know what? Maybe I'm too quick to say don't do it. If you have a stylist you can take your topper to, I think that they could probably do a good job of, you wear it on your head and they could kind of like trim your hair and the topper hair to blend together. And then you could probably get away with it a little bit better. But if you're someone who's like me and you just want to wear it out of the box and you don't want to have to take it to a stylist, then I definitely recommend getting something that is a little bit shorter than your bio hair because then you don't have to worry about it. Okay, so this is that Airy Elegance that she's thinking about getting. So it is 6.5 by 7, nice and light cap. So the lace, as I said, you're supposed to blend it in with your bio hair, but I wore it right to the front hairline here, and I still think it looks pretty darn good. Even when I have a full lace front, I pretty much never wear the hair back off my head. I think I've done it 2 or 3 times, and it gives me a little bit of stress because I feel like for me anyways, lace is more of a giveaway, especially because I wear makeup, it gets kind of gunky and dirty, and I do clean it, but I just feel like as it starts to fray and stuff, it's more obvious. So I always kind of wear the hair down in front of the lace anyways. So this one doesn't have the lace front, and I think it's totally fine because this is how I would wear my hair. And with this one too, it's still at that good size where it sits a little bit lower than the Upgrade Claire, but not so low that you can't do a bit of a pony or a bit of a, updo. And it has those face framing pieces, which again, I think just add to the realism if you want to do some sort of updo look. So it's a really, really pretty style. So this is the Airy Elegance closed lace in Moose Brown. There we go. So that means all of this is lace. You can part in the middle. You can take it and move it over if you wanted. You're going to have to use a little bit of water, just like you would with your bio hair. If you want to move your part with your bio hair, especially if you're a left side part or a right side part, you kind of get used to that, and then you have to train your hair to flip over. So you would have to do a little bit of a spray with water and a blow dryer, but you could part on that side if you want, or the other side. There's lots of room to move things around with this one. Yeah, Donna, I totally feel ya. But toppers are a great way to help with our confidence when we have thinning hair. So are wigs. So we'll take a look at wigs as well. But yeah, I do think this one looks amazing. I really think it is a beautiful piece. Thank you, Jeremy, for the kind words. I appreciate that. Okay, we're going to take a look at the new silk topper now. Looks amazing. Hi from Alberta, Canada. Hello, Mary. Thanks for being here. Alberta, it's a great province. It's a beautiful province. Although it has been too long since I have visited, except for, stopping in the Calgary airport. Okay, so this one was the closed lace. Now there was a question to see, actually before I show the brand new, I think it's Vienne is what she's called, Vienne. Before I show her, for the person who, and I can't remember your name, I'm sorry, who was talking about getting something that might be shorter than her bio hair. Here's an example though of one that I actually think works okay for that. So if you're just looking for added volume, this might not be enough coverage for you, but we'll see. So this is called Velora, and Velora is only 12 inches. So she's super short, she's super tiny, 3x4, this little hand-tied area. We've got little bangs on her, and then a little bit more length at the bottom. Now, something like this I would have discounted immediately when I first started wearing hair toppers, because I thought that there was no place, like who would wear something like this? And then I got her based on a customer request. Somebody wanted to see it. So I asked Uniwigs to send it over and said I would try to make it work. I know that I'm not the ideal wearer of this piece. And then I put it on and I thought, oh my goodness, I feel like even when I had hair in my early 20s or late teens, there's definitely a great place for something like this. I think these are the types of things that celebrities are wearing. You know, just a tiny little crown extension to give you some added lift. Now I'm wearing it right to the front hairline, but if you have a strong front hairline and you were to wear this just a little bit further back, it can give you that lift that we always used to get from teasing our hair. Remember those days? I teased the heck out of my hair, and that's why I don't have any anymore. I'm just kidding. But it would give so much lift, you know, depending on how you placed it. And then it has those curtain bangs, and so it could be a really nice addition in the hair wardrobe of somebody who has a good amount of hair and just wants a little bit something extra. It could also help if you're in the sun and you are worried about burning your scalp, to support you in getting that coverage. So I just wanted to show you. And this one actually, because it is a thinner, more sparse style, it can blend into your bio hair. So that's what I was talking about. If you had something that's like a thicker or a heavier density topper, and then you bring it to your stylist and you get them to cut it on your head, then it would probably look a little bit more like this, right? Like just a little bit more natural, and kind of like it's made for you. But my concern would be is if you have something with like a very blunt cut and then you have the bio hair sticking out underneath, it might look a little artificial. But I think if they could do something like this, even with a denser topper, you could get a pretty good realistic look. So just, you have to do a little bit, I guess, of custom work. Apologies if you mentioned already, what's the difference between closed lace and lace front? No problem, I'm gonna show you again, because that is a really important thing to cover, I think. So, sorry, I don't wanna lose Miss Velora because she's so tiny. She needs a little bit of extra care, I feel like, or I'm gonna misplace her. Okay, so we have the lace front here, and I promise this look top Vienna is coming. So this is the lace front. So it has a pre-cut lace, and you can cut it further back if you want after that. But there's enough here that you could put an adhesive, either some tape, which Uniwigs will send to you with your order, or some other adhesive like a got2b glue or something like that, or wig glue. And the way that it's going to work, sorry, I'm still trying to get used to this reverse camera right now. I feel like I must look ridiculous right now, but I can't get it right. So it melts into your skin. So I'll pop it on one more time in my head just so you can see what I'm talking about. So if I put it right here, you can't really see where that lace starts or ends. And that's because it's transparent Swiss lace. So that's the lace front, and it allows you to glue if you want. You can wear the hair right to your front hairline. You don't need to blend your topper at all. So that's really ideal if you have a very weak hairline like I have. The closed lace, on the other hand, still we've got Swiss lace here, but it's a reinforced edge. So instead of having that sort of like serrated, the word, I don't know, that jagged edge, it's going to be reinforced. So it's a thicker lace. And I mean, you could use glue, but the idea with the closed lace is that you're not actually going to wear it to your front hairline, but you're going to blend your bio hair in. So for women with thicker hairlines, let's try to pick a spot on my head that maybe I have more hair. If I wore it like back here, let's say, right? And then I blend my own bio hair, you can't really see where the topper starts or ends. So that's how it's meant to be worn. But I still think you can wear, as I showed earlier, the closed lace to the front of your hairline, and it'll still look incredibly natural, in my opinion. No adhesive needed, and then you don't have to worry about fraying or anything like that, because it's going to be a little bit more durable. So I think that's great. Helpful. It was me who asked about the shorter one. Oh, awesome. Thanks, Warm Basil. I couldn't remember, so thank you. All right, let's move on now to the new silk top, because I know that is very exciting. And I had her a minute ago. Did I hang her up yet? Yes, I did. Sorry. I put her next to Savannah. Where's Savannah? There we go. Okay, so this is Vianne. I have some details on her written down because I couldn't remember because she's so new. So she's 120% Chinese human hair, which means she's going to dry. If you're accustomed to the Burmese hair, if you've been with Uniwigs for a while and you used to do the Burmese, that's more of like a wavy kind of finish. The Chinese Remy human hair is going to dry a little bit more sleek. So if you're wondering what the difference is between the two, it does make a difference in terms of the finish that you want. The Burmese is going to dry, with some wave. So if you have curly hair, it's a great option because it's natural curl. It's not permed. So it's never going to lose its curl, which is really nice. The Chinese will dry with potentially a slight wave, but ultimately it's going to be straight. And that means if you want to get the smooth and sleek styles, then you can achieve that really easily with the Chinese Remy human hair. If you're someone who, like me, has naturally curly bio hair, you might, if the budget allows for it, want to have one of each. So if you are looking at a wig that comes in both the Remy and the Remy Burmese versus the Chinese, then you could have one of each, and then you could have one that's left curly and then one that's left sleek and straight, and you can change up your hairstyles that way, which is really cool. Okay, do you have any that don't have clips? They all actually, I think, Wig support team maybe can clarify on that one. I think they all have clips because I don't know how else the topper would secure itself. But the halo wire is a nice addition to help. But I'm going to show you the wigs in a second, and those don't require clips, which is really nice if you don't want to deal with clips at all. Okay, so Vianne is 120% density. She's an 8.5 by 8.25 inch cap. So she's a little bit larger than what we've looked at so far, which is kind of nice if you want really good coverage. So if you have very thin hair like I have, going with something with a bigger cap is just going to mean you're going to have more coverage, which is really, really nice because you'll have more hair overall, but then also because it will hide your bio hair underneath. And so you won't see how thin your bio hair is. It can kind of disguise it. Also, if you have a textural or a color difference between the topper and your bio hair, going with a larger cap means that you can kind of get away with it more because your own bio hair is not going to poke out the same kind of way. So this one is in, I think someone was asking specifically for this color. It's the Champagne Glow Brown, which is 56R. That's the color code. Yeah, I think that's all we needed to know about it. So silk, if you're totally new to hair toppers and you don't know about the cap construction, is a really cool cap because no matter where you part it in this silk area, and you can see this is a large silk area, right? So you've probably got about maybe 4.5 inches or 5 inches of parting area. No matter where you part, you're going to get a realistic looking scalp because it's not transparent like the others. So it's not like you have to put something light underneath. There's already something light underneath. The other cool thing about silk top is that you end up with hair that has no return hairs. So if I pull something that is completely hand tied, I know there is one here somewhere. I have Featherlight. Yeah, Featherlight. So you got this like completely hand tied lace cap, super lightweight, super beautiful. But you're also going to get these little return hairs. Can you see them there? These little hairs. So those, sometimes people mistake them for being broken hairs, but that's not what they are. They're where the hair goes into the lace and then comes back out because it's knotted, right? This is really good for realism though, like, because we all have broken hairs in our bio hair and flyaways and things like that. So I actually do personally like return hairs, but for people who don't like them or they just really want like a long sleek look, silk is kind of great because the knot is made underneath and the hair doesn't have to come back out. It's all disguised by this lace. And so you end up with, longer layers and more of like that kind of sleek overall look. The lace is really flexible. It will mold to your head over time, which is really nice as well. Okay, why am I still talking? You want to see her on my head, right? That's what you came here for, not to hear me talk. So, okay, silk is generally best worn with a thick front hairline because just like with the closed lace, but more so than with the closed lace, you want to be able to wear it behind your hairline and pull your bio hair out to blend. And actually, wildly enough, my ashy brown, medium ash brown hair is pretty decent match here, isn't it? At the root. So that's kind of nice. But I really don't like blending. So I'm going to wear it to the front of my hairline right now and we'll see how she looks. Oh, the other thing that you can do is, this is like a little hack. If you're willing to wear your part on the side for a silk top, it disguises things so much better. I don't know why. It's still the same hair, but the focus is like moved away from the center of your head. And so it's kind of like a cheat code to me for wearing silk, is that no one's going to know. So if I wear it to the front, it's going to be a little bit more obvious. But we'll do it this way for now. So a larger cap means it's going to sit further down on your head. So if you have like a 5 or a 6-inch cap on a wig or on a topper, excuse me, then it's going to sit up here. But the larger the cap size, the further down on your head it sits, which means for some of us a little bit more comfortable because this tends to be like a safer zone than the crown, right? Which is often just like a thinner area on our head. So I am wearing it a little bit far back right now. You can see my bio hair peeking out. Now it was on the hanger, so I might give her a little bit of heat just to get the kinks out. So yeah, this is that beautiful color, champagne glow brown. I think it's really well named because you do have overall like a light brown base or a dark blonde base, but then you have these more like almost like platinum pieces throughout, which really do kind of give me champagne vibes. So you've got a mix of sort of like warmer tones and then more neutral to cool tones. So you've got a lot going on there, but really, really pretty. And Dimension, by the way, if you didn't know this already, is also a topper hack because Dimension will help to hide any color differences between your bio hair and the topper. So you saw my bio hair, it's really dark, but when it's blended in with all of this Dimension, it's harder to notice those differences. So definitely recommend, if you're not going to dye your bio hair exactly to match the topper, get one of Uniwig's pieces that has the dimensional color. And they're so beautifully done. They look like they're from a salon. I'm not kidding. They do a really good job with those colors. But they do have beautiful solid colors. Like if you're a brunette, truffle brown is gorgeous, but you might have to dye your bio hair to match it. I'll do a full turn in case you want to see it. So this is with all the hair at the back. If I were to spread it, right, with my bio hair, or just a little bit, you get a sense of the density. So definitely more density than what we've seen previously on the thinner, not thinner, but the smaller caps that I had on earlier. Okay, love the Burmese. Oh, Denise, hi. Thanks for being here. Yeah, I think you have curly hair, right, Denise? I think the curly hair girls, we just, the proximity to our bio hair without perm is really, really nice because a lot of times this did happen to me. I purchased a piece from another company and I thought it was just curly hair, but it was permed and it lost the perm really, really quickly. And then I was so sad because, you know, I thought that I had something that I was going to be able to wear for a really long time in an air dried state, and I didn't get to wear it as long as I had hoped. So I have a deep ash base with blonde dimensional highlights. Is there a topper with a true ash base that you would recommend? So I'm not gonna lie, this one's, well, I guess this one's a little bit warmer. There is the dusty ash brown. I don't know if it's the right color blend for you, but I'll put it on for you to see. So we have the regular dusty ash brown and then we have the soft dusty ash brown. So I'll show you both. You can let me know what you think. So this one might be an option for you, the champagne, which is the new color. It's so pretty. It's really gorgeous. This is beautiful. What length is this? Good question. This one is, I think I left the tag upstairs, but based on this, it has to be, this has got to be 18 inches because it's pretty long. I would think it's 18. I'm sorry, I should know, but I think I left the tag for this one upstairs. Pretty sure it's 18. I know for sure that this one is 18, so let me do a side by side. Yeah, 18 inches. I am 5'2" and a bit, so 2 3/4 and a half, something like that. So just to give you an idea, if you are taller, it's going to look shorter on you than it will look on me. So just keep that in mind. I am short. That impacts how things appear. Okay, so I'm going to grab, who did I just say I was going to grab? Oh yeah, the soft dusty ash brown. What is bio hair? Good question. So Linda, when I say bio hair, I'm just talking about this, my actual biological hair. Oh, 17 inches. Thank you, Wigs team. Sorry. Oh, thanks for following along on Instagram. I do show a lot of Wig stuff over there too. So whenever there's something new, I try to show it on there as quickly as I can. So this is, actually, I gotta take a look at both of these to figure out which is which. The lighting is, okay. So this is the original Dusty Ash Brown. So I'll show you what that looks like. And this, oh, by the way, I should show you the cap, shouldn't I? This is Courtney. So this is Upgrade Courtney. She is a monofilament top, and you have this like PU strip at the front. It's going to give like a little bit of extra grip, but it does mean that you have to blend with bio hair for this one. You can try to wear it to the front hairline, but it's not intended to be worn that way. And if you do want to wear something to front hairline, I recommend one of the lace front pieces or maybe the closed lace, and I'll show you why, though it can be done. So I'll wear Courtney to the front right now. So Courtney, I think, is a 7.5 by 7.5, if I'm not mistaken. Nope, 7 by 8. Oh man, I thought I had that one. So she's a pretty good size. There's a good amount of hair there and a good amount of coverage. She also has an upgrade version that has a lace front now, and it's a lower density. So I can show you that too if you're interested. But this is the original upgrade. Now she has been on a hanger, so she's looking just like the other piece, a little bit wonky, but I do love that she comes pre-cut with the face framing layers, which is so nice. So this is that original Dusty Ash Brown. So if you are, I have ashy tones as well in my bio hair. So if you have ashy tones, this one could work for you. You can see there actually, on my end, the camera is making this look warmer, but it's, I can assure you it's more neutral than it is appearing on camera right now, for at least for me. And so then you've got the bright face framing pieces, lots of dimension, and even I can get away with wearing it, I feel like, with my darker bio hair. I feel like it all just kind of blends together. So they have this one, which has a bit of like a starker, brighter highlight throughout, but then they re-released it with the soft version. So if you want to see the soft Dusty Ash Brown, this one is going to look a little bit more strange on me because I haven't broken up the part. So with this one, I took some water and I broke up the part. This is one of my first things that I like to do with a new piece, is create a part line that's not perfectly straight because it looks more natural than this. So that's how it's going to look when it comes out of the box, is super straight like that. But I always leave a few of them on the rack without a part broken up so that you can see what it looks like when it comes to you out of the box and you're not alarmed or anything like that. Because certainly you put it on and you think, what? It doesn't look anything like it looked like Ashley the other night on the Wigs Live. But that's just because I've broken up the part and made it my own a little bit. Okay, so this is the soft Dusty Ash Brown. So same colors overall, but just toned down. So you don't have like this really, really bright blonde. Although I will say it's looking a little bit brighter and warmer on camera than it does when I look in my mirror here, but still it's softer overall. the dimension is just a little bit more blended with the soft dusty ash brown version. So this is Upgrade Courtney Soft Dusty Ash Brown, if you're curious. Not a close enough match. Well, the other thing that you could do is get a different lighter color and then have your stylist dye to match. We do have someone in the wig community. I think her name is Irina, and she did that with her Uniwigs piece. So she had, I think, something in moose brown, and then she took it to her stylist and she got it all to match. So that is something that you could do. So you could take something like, for example, this is an Upgrade Courtney, very light in color. The color on this one is 660R, 660R. And so it's, you know, obviously a very warm blonde, but it acts as a nice base. And then you could get it custom colored to match your desired look. So the rule of thumb is we can go darker, but we can never go lighter because these pieces do undergo processing. So this would act as a great base if you have a stylist who's comfortable doing something like that, but perhaps not. So, hi, Jackson. Not close enough. Okay, should have added. It's a cool base. Yeah. So the other thing that I should add is that getting cooler colors, if you're looking for like a really cool tone of blonde or whatever, it's hard to get in human hair wigs and toppers. And you can do it synthetic a little bit more easily, but it's because of the natural pigments in human hair. So these pieces are generally, you know, brown, dark brown colors, and then they undergo processing. And when the color is lifted and then dyed again, you get those like natural red and orange pigments coming through. So that's just kind of the nature of human hair, unfortunately. But you can do things like add, you know, your colored shampoos and stuff like that, or get them further toned. But it's a little bit trickier. And like all human hair, it's going to oxidize with time and need color touch-ups. But there are so many women now who cater specifically to alternative hair. So you can do like nail-in services, or there might even be someone in your own city, which is really great. Okay, so part of tonight was supposed to be talking about toppers, but then also looking at the difference between toppers and wigs. So I would love to show you a wig. I just joined. Hi, Great Milk. Not sure that you've talked about this yet, but I'd love to see a comparison of mousse and dark caramel. I have to apologize. On my last live with Uniwigs, I said I would do my best to get a dark caramel, and I did not get the dark caramel. I actually forgot to ask for it until it was too late. I actually thought about it yesterday or the day before when I remembered that this live was happening, and saw it on my calendar and thought, oh gosh, I didn't get that dark caramel. So I'm going to ask the Uniwigs team to send me something in dark caramel for the future. If you look on the Uniwigs Facebook page, though, like they have an actual Facebook page that they run, I am certain that I saw somebody post a dark caramel a couple of months ago. So you could probably do a search in that Facebook group for dark caramel, and maybe you'd be able to see something there. Unfortunately, I don't have a comparison for you here. Sorry. But I promise it's coming. Like, it's on my to-do list just to get something here, because I get asked about it almost every month, and I also get asked to see gray pieces. So I'm going to do what I can so that I'm more prepared for the next one. But mousse brown is definitely, it leans quite warm, and if I'm not mistaken, I feel like the dark caramel is going to be more neutral, but I could be mistaken. Okay, so these are the dusty ash brown. I'm going to put them away for now, but we can come back to them at any point. Any of these things, feel free. If you have questions, please ask. That's what I love actually to do, is just show up here, and instead of, you know, dictating the direction of the live or talking about things that I want to talk about, I really, really love it when you tell me what it is that you would like to know more about, because that's just so much more fulfilling for me to actually answer your questions. So please ask away. Okay, so you've seen some toppers. We've seen silk top. We've seen full lace. We've seen closed lace. We've seen lace frontals. Oh my goodness, we've seen a lot of stuff, haven't we? So now we're going to talk about, and we've seen monofilament with the Upgrade Courtney. So now I would love to talk about wigs and what is different and what is the same. So I always gotten mousse brown. I would like a summer color. What do you recommend? Okay, I really would recommend the one that I just showed. I don't know if you saw it, Jane. Nope, it's not Jane. Sorry, Dancing Wolves. Did you see this soft dusty ash brown? I think, okay, so it does lean a little bit more ash, like neutral to ashy, but there are warm colors in there. It's like the perfect blend if you want to go warmer, if you want to go cooler. Like I feel like it has a bit of everything. And I also feel like it's the perfect color for someone who is a brunette and wants to go lighter for the summer because it has so much dimension that you can really get away with, you know, lots of different colors of bio hair wearing it. So that would be the one that I personally would recommend. I think it's just the most beautiful color. I honestly love, 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 love it. So if you're someone who wears mousse brown, I think that that would be kind of like the next lightest way to go. Or you could do the soft mousse brown, which interestingly, I didn't notice on my rack earlier, but I know that I have one. Here it is. This is the soft mousse brown on Upgrade Aura. And so you've got the mousse, but just like a little bit more. It's not warm, it's not necessarily lighter though, so maybe that's not what you want to do for summertime. But it's just, you know, more sort of blended overall. But it's pretty. But if you're willing to take a jump, dusty ash brown. So gorgeous. Looks like you just stepped out of a salon. What has more density covering the back? Breeze or Upgraded Courtney? Are we talking about the Upgraded Courtney with lace or the original Upgraded Courtney? The original Upgraded Courtney is denser. You know what? Why don't I just put them both on and I'll let you decide. I'll show you the back of my head wearing each. I would say Courtney probably is going to be more dense, but Breeze has a bigger cap, so I guess we'll see. Okay, so here's the Courtney. Oh my goodness. Sorry. Okay, so this is not soft dusty ash brown. This is the original one. So if it's looking a little bit brighter, that's because it is a little bit brighter. So I'll show you the back. Did you get a good look? Did you get enough of it? Okay, thank you. And then, oh my goodness, Breeze. I haven't pulled it out yet tonight. I put them all together earlier. Lace Front Courtney, Featherlight. Oh my goodness. OG Breeze. No, this is the lace. Sorry. Are we looking at the closed lace Breeze or the lace front Breeze? Please. Breeze, please. Which one? I was sure that I had a closed lace Breeze in Dusty Ash Brown so that we could compare apples to apples. And it turns out that I don't. So I'm going to have to show you it in Truffle Brown. Closed lace. Okay. So, well, maybe I should put on, okay, I'm going to show you the closed lace in a second, but I'm going to put on the regular Breeze, the lace print one, just because it's a lighter color. This one is mousse brown. So I feel like you'll be able to see my bio hair sticking through a little bit better if it sticks through. So I feel like you're going to get a better sense of coverage, but then I'll put on the truffle brown one in the closed lace so that you can see the closed lace as well. Okay, this is, again, that's the part that was hanging on the hanger, so sorry. I'm not gonna lie, it feels like the cut is different and it's, so I think it's shorter as well, but I feel like it has almost as much coverage, maybe just slightly less. What do you think? Did you get a good enough look? So this one is mousse brown. I'm going on chemo. I want longer. If you're going to be experiencing chemo, then I do recommend just going for probably a wig, only because I don't know what's going to be most comfortable for you, but going with clips and things like that when you're maybe experiencing hair loss, it might just be easier to go with a wig, and then you don't have to deal with clips or anything like that. Of course, you can do whatever's most comfortable for you, but that would be my recommendation. Okay, so that one for the color was Moose Brown. What color was the Courtney that I just had on? That was the original. So the Courtney that I had on with the bright face framing pieces, that was the regular Dusty Ash Brown. And it had been washed at least once, maybe twice, and then he styled a lot. So it's even brighter now than it was to start, but it is a little bit brighter because it is the original, not the soft Dusty Ash Brown. Okay, and this is the closed lace breeze in truffle brown, which is a color that I don't think we've seen yet tonight. So it is a really nice medium brown for the girls who just want a solid color. So I did say, you know, if you're not dealing with dimension, you do kind of have to get a closer match to your bio hair. But I will say, I box dyed my hair back in December, and I think I used a 5N, and the 5N was almost on my hair, the perfect match for truffle brown. So it maybe is something that you could do at home on your own. My hair's still okay, just topped. Well, then you could, most of their toppers come in different lengths. So if you want something a little bit longer, you should be able to get the right length for you. Can I compare the two colors? Are we talking about the Dusty Ash Brown with the Moose Brown? Would you like to see Dusty Ash Brown and Moose Brown side by side? Do they have clip-in bangs? They do have clip-in bangs, actually. I can't remember what they're called, but if you type that into the Uniwigs website, or maybe someone from their team can put them up at the bottom of the screen, they do. And there's a girl who does work for them, like she showcases hair like I do, and I believe her name is, if you look up Jamie Eileen on Instagram, I think she's done the lace, not the lace, but the I think they're made of lace, just the front bangs, and they look really good on her. So definitely check those out. Okay, so this is that closed lace in truffle brown. So there's no lace to glue, right? I'm just wearing it right to the front of my hairline. Ideal if you blend it, but you don't have to. So cute, right? Every time I put this one on, I think it's so good. Now my bio hair is sticking out like crazy, so it's about 3 inches too long to go with this topper, but I just love the layers that they cut in and how this feels on the head. So this is the closed lace breeze truffle brown. So gorgeous. I've had a time deciding between Moose Brown and Dusty Ash. Thank you. Yeah, thanks, Adeline. I do think this one looks great. It's so pretty, and it's really comfortable to wear, despite the fact that it is a larger cap. It just, I don't know, it feels really good on the head. And it molds nicely too, which I love. So Dusty Ash Brown and Moose Brown, they're pretty darn different. So I think, I'm looking if I have sort of like an untouched Moose Brown, because some of my Moose Browns, yeah, this one here. So this is the Moose Brown. So you've got sort of like a medium to light, because the base is lighter, I think, than with the truffle brown, but it's still a dark base with these sort of like caramel highlights throughout. So it's pretty warm overall, and definitely a brunette shade, as opposed to the Dusty Ash, which is just much, much brighter and lighter, but still has some of those tones. You know, like you can see how if you're someone who wore this, you could do this as a next step, right? Like because it's so dimensional, and crazy enough, like at the root, they're not that dissimilar. Oh my goodness, which way am I going in the camera? So it could work. Then there's the soft dusty ash brown, which the base is almost like darker still. So maybe you want to go with the soft dusty ash brown if you usually wear moose brown or you're leaning towards moose brown, because then you have like a really comparable root, but then just much lighter overall for summertime or whatever. Does that kind of help? What do you think, Jane? I am kind of curious. Would dusty blend with the level 5 brown? I mean, I hesitate to say it because I don't, it's so hard for me to say without seeing your hair, but like I would say that my bio hair is a level 5. And I feel like, I mean, you saw it on me. So if you think it looks okay on me, it'll probably look okay on you. But if you felt like the color difference was too stark with me, then perhaps you might find it too stark with you. It also, yeah, I would definitely get the larger caps, but I think that's what you're doing anyways, right? If you're doing breeze, so then you know that you have the good coverage. Okay, so don't mind this part line because it hasn't been broken up. So obviously this isn't going to look as good, but I mean, I can get away with it, I think. There's a difference for sure, but I feel like it just looks like I didn't dye the bottom of my hair. I only dyed the top. So depending on how you wear this, and then also how you style it is a factor too. So it's straight right now, but if you put waves into it, so you, I'm sorry about the noise. We just cut a cat. We took in a rescue and she's loud, and I've never done a live with her here before. I never thought about it because our last cat was so quiet. So if you did some loose waves, it really does kind of help, and you put them in your own bio hair as well. It helps to disguise, everything just gets blended together. But when your hair is super straight with the topper, it does show more of those differences. So going with the dimension and then also going with wavy styles will help. So yeah, or maybe so the new shade is going to be a lot lighter. So if you're a level 5, I think you might find the new shade, as pretty as it is, I feel like you might find it to be just a little bit too light because I feel like the roots on it. So like, oh my goodness, where am I going here? So this is the moose and this is that new one. I don't know if you can hear that. I'm so sorry. I'm kind of embarrassed, but I also can't pick her up. She's super skittish, and she, like I said, she's a rescue, so she's running around, and I can't really grab her or anything like that to hide her right now. So, so this is that new champagne color, and then this is the soft dusty ash. So considerable difference in the root. This one's definitely a darker root. So if roots are a concern because you have a level 5, as much as I think this new color is stunning, I just don't know if you can get away with it the same way. I mean, maybe you can. Maybe you can. Like, I don't know. Here it is on me. I had my hair last year. I got the jade wig in vanilla butter blonde. Oh, I've seen that on other girls. It's so pretty. My hair growing out is level 5 brown. Yeah, so I mean, I think you probably can. It just depends on how concerned you are about a color difference. I have to be honest, when I wore toppers full time, it didn't really bother me that there was a color difference. So I just went ahead with it. I had even this white streak would kind of like blend. I would blend it out the front like this, and you could see the white hair and it didn't bother me. So it could work. What color is that? So the last one that I just showed is that champagne color that you're talking about, the champagne brown, champagne glow brown, which is 565R. That's the last one that I just showed. You can't dye it for a year. Oh, yeah. I really like the new color a lot, but I feel like if you were to go with the soft dusty ash brown in particular, it just has a slightly darker root, and just more dimension. So it'd be a little bit easier to blend it through. So that would probably be my recommendation in this case. You know, and then if you like it and you want to go even lighter next year, then you could go with it, and you're willing to dye your hair next year, then you could try the Champagne Glow Brown. I mean, I still think it'll work this year, but if you're worried about it being too different, I think I would go with the Dusty Ash Brown. So the Champagne one is the one that I was just wearing. It's this one here. And also, if you're waiting to see a wig right now, I promise you I'm going to get on to wigs in just a minute, because we are already at the halfway mark of this live. I can't even believe it. It goes so fast. So this is the Champagne Glow Brown. Champagne Glow Brown. It is really beautiful. I feel like the contrasts are less stark than they are with the Dusty Ash Brown. It's more subtle, but lighter overall, I would say, like at the root and things like that. Questions are welcome. Questions are definitely welcome. What question do you have, Big South Billy? I only take jaw. I am sorry to hear about the insecurity. And that's something that I can definitely relate to. But, you know, for me anyways, hair toppers and wigs have just been such a blessing, honestly, because I don't really think about my hair loss anymore, which is so great. So yeah, that's why we're here, is to try to find ways to navigate hair loss for all the different reasons that we have it. The other brown, the dark one that I was wearing, or the, so this is the other, this is Vienne right here. So I have Vienne in the Champagne Glow Brown, and then we have the soft Dusty Ash Brown, the regular Dusty Ash Brown, and then the Mousse Brown. So those are all the browns that I have currently, and then the light Mousse Brown. So I don't think Uniwigs has many other browns, so I think I have most of them. There's another brown, all that I have here. So there might be other browns like the dark caramel, and there's an espresso, but I just don't have those here, unfortunately. But one day, yes, I do hope to get the dark caramel so that I can show it in the future, because I haven't seen it in person either. So I would love to see it to be able to recommend it. But I do feel like the soft Dusty Ash Brown is probably your best bet for a level 5. Okay, so I'll happily, Jane, if you want to stick around, I'll happily come back to those colors again in a little bit. If you want to take another look at them, I'd be happy to do that. How do you say that is more warm or cool? So it's whether the tones are more like reddish or orangey or yellow versus a more, I'm not a hairstylist, so I guess I'm kind of treading carefully here because I don't want to misspeak, versus something that is more neutral, like it doesn't lean warm or cool, so it doesn't lean more yellowy or red or orange, but it leans a little bit more like blue or violet or something like that. So usually like a really toned blonde looks almost more grayish, whereas if it's like really, really toned versus a blonde that's really yellowy. So here I can give you a bit of an example. So like this blonde here, or maybe even, yeah, this one, this blonde here, I would say is like a pretty warm blonde. This is called H10R. So it's a rooted blonde color. So it's very, very like buttery, yellowy, warm. So I would say this is like a warm color versus a blonde like what is this? This one here is the color 674R. And I would say like it's cooler in tone. It has more like of like I don't know how to describe it. More like a green, blue, purpley kind of undertone in it. So two different blondes. So you can see this one's very, very warm in color, and this one is a little bit cooler in color. So when I talk about warm versus cool, that's kind of the difference that I'm talking about. Does that kind of help? I don't know if that was an okay explanation. Would you say that the topper you have on now is more warm or cool? What was I wearing? Was it the champagne one? This one here? I would say it's pretty neutral because it has these pieces here are like a little bit more cool. And then these pieces, some of the browns in here are a little bit more warm. They're a little bit more like yellowy. So I feel like this one's like pretty dimensional. And so I would call it, it's not neutral. It's like, I'm calling it neutral because it leans both ways. So if you tend to have complexions that look good with cooler colors, I think it could work. If you have things that tend to go better with like warmer colors, because that's your complexion, I think it could work as well. Does a champagne topper look more? Yeah, so that's this one here. So this is the champagne topper. So I feel like, I mean, if you take a look at my own bio hair right here, my hair is ashy, very ashy, so more cool, not warm at all. Although the lights might make it look warm right now, but it is naturally very cool. And then I would say that this is relatively neutral still, right? Because of the blend. So this is that champagne glow brown. Does that help? Okay, if you are just joining us, by the way, welcome. I haven't said hi in a little while. We're talking about Uni-Wigs toppers, but also wigs, the difference between toppers and wigs, and just kind of fielding questions. So if there's anything that you would like to see, just let me know, and I will do my best to show you something like what it is that you want to see, or something similar if I don't have the exact piece that you're looking for. So I'm going to throw on a wig right now just to show you the difference between wigs and toppers. So if you wear a hair topper, you now can see that I blend my bio hair through. I do still blend a little bit of my hair when I wear a wig like this, just because it, I think, helps with the realism and it just feels more comfortable, to be honest. But I'm going to show you that I can't do it with this particular wig. This is new to me. I'm actually pretty new to the Uni-Wigs wig line in general. I've been wearing their toppers for a number of years now, but the wigs are new. So this is called Celesta. Celesta is a small petite cap, which is amazing for me. So wig caps are just like toppers. They come in different sizes, but it matters a little bit more which size you get in order for it to fit you properly. The reason why is when you have like lace at the front of a wig, you're not clipping it down the same way you are with the topper. And so you need to have enough tension, like what we saw with the halo wire, right? So you need the tension to pull that lace nice and flush. I don't have a hairline topper right now. I'm so sorry. You're talking about the one with just like the bangs, right? I don't, but I will try to get one for a future live so that I can show it. I'm sorry, Melissa, but if you look up, I think her name is Jamie Eileen on Instagram. She wears the Uni-Wigs hairline toppers. So check her out. So it's important that we have the right size. So this one is a 21 to 21 and a half inch circumference. So that's who it will fit, which is definitely me. I'm 21.25 inch circumference, 11 ear to ear, 12 front to back. And I have very little bio hair, right? So it doesn't take up a lot of room in the cap. That kind of matters because if you have a lot of hair and you're wearing a wig just for fun, you're gonna need to have a bigger cap to hold in all of that hair. But in this case, I'm going to go with something small because I am a petite head. So this has a nice extended lace. The lace goes all the way down to the ear tabs. These are called ear tabs, and they're where they're going to sit right above your ear, which is kind of great. My hair was 24 inches long before it all fell out. That is very long hair. Wow. I'm sorry. That must have been very, very difficult for you, especially when you had such long hair. I'm sure it was beautiful. And I can appreciate you'd want a longer topper. Uni-Wigs does, by the way, do custom orders. So if there's a topper that you like and it's not in your desired length, you can reach out to them and they can do custom work as well, just so you know. And I believe it's still at affordable prices. So, are there wigs for men? Yeah, there are. They wouldn't be Well, you can get wigs for men, but most men opt to go for toupees or like a topper. So that would be glued onto their hair in a lot of cases. So that's definitely a nice way to go. Oh, hello. How are you? Nice to see you. Thank you for showing up here. Oh, it's so nice to see familiar faces. Okay, so Celesta, let's try her on. She's got a rear comb, which is kind of nice. So when you're putting on a wig, you just kind of like dive in head first, like this. And then I tuck this comb at the nape for security, and then flip over. Just like that. Now, this is a little bit too blonde for me because as you can see, when I pull my bio hair out, it actually, shows up. So that's not good. But if I was to wear a brunette wig, which I have one here, I can show you in a second, leaving my bio hair out actually makes it look more natural. So it just depends on the color. And this one is in a blonde called Iced Beige Blonde. It's 836R, and this is a 17-inch wig with bleach knots. So it's got this really seamless hairline. Oh, thanks, Wig Support. I didn't even realize that they sold men's systems. That's so cool. So this one's got some nice layers. Not too much density, right? So that's one thing that I talked about with the toppers, right? We don't want to go for too much density right off the bat. It can feel a little bit uncomfortable if you're not used to having a full head of hair. So it depends why you're wearing a hair topper or a wig, obviously. If you're going through chemotherapy or something like that, then having something with more volume is totally fine because you probably already had a sort of standard amount of hair to begin with. But if you're someone who's been experiencing increased thinning over the years, to go from very, very thin, frail hair to like a full head can just be a lot. So you want to make sure that you're going for a slightly lower density piece. And this one is really, I feel like, quite natural. I can still do an ear tack now. I can't do an ear tack because my hair is the wrong color, but the hair fits behind the ear no problem, which is really great. So it's a good one for a beginner. Hi from Pakistan. Hello. Thanks for being here. Yeah, I was trying to think of something to say. आपका नाम क्या है? मेरा नाम Ashley है. Okay, should we see another wig actually? Would you like to see one that's a little bit more of a natural color for me? So that was Celesta. The other one that I have here is Natalie. Natalie is the most gorgeous color until you see her. She's actually super stunning. Nope, I already took her out of the box. There she is. Oh my gosh, the color on this. Wait till you see it. It's so beautiful. So for the Linda who was looking at Moose Brown, this is a very similar color to Moose Brown, but a little bit less warm and just more neutral all over. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. So Natalie here, I have not cut the lace very far back, so the lace is going to be a little bit too long. You can wear different shades. Oh, thank you so much. I'm not sure about that, but thank you. That's the thing about their wigs, is that they do a really good job of blending colors, and I'm not just saying that. I feel like we can get away with wearing different colors because they do the blending so well. So this is Natalie, and she is just the most beautiful color. So she's got a bit of box hair because I haven't taken her out in a little while. I'm going to fix that up. So she does have knots that are not bleached. So you have some visible knots there, but we could put powder right along that front hairline, or do as I proposed, which is I just don't show the knots anyways, because I always have my hair in front of the lace, and then they become pretty much undetectable, or you cut a little curtain bang in or something. But the overall color on this looks like such a high-end color. I took it out of the box, and the Uniwigs team knows because I sent them a message right away, and I asked, like, do we have more? Is there more that we can get in this color? Because I think it's just so stunning. It's seriously gorgeous. So this is Natalie. If you're just joining, she's just the most stunning colored wig. Starting to go white and gray. My hair is thin. Not coloring anymore. What would you go with? Shoulder length. In terms of a topper or a wig, or are you not sure whether you want to go for a topper or a wig? So I'm kind of in that boat. I don't know if you saw my bio hair a few minutes ago, but I have a pretty considerable white patch on my head. And keeping up with color when your hair is going gray and white is, as you know, very difficult to do, right? So I've been going through that myself. You can do either. When I wore a hair topper, I did not blend the front hairline here, but I did kind of pull out my bio hair and I just kind of wove the white streak into the topper. And I actually think it looked just fine. So I think you could do a topper anyways, but as that white really starts to grow out, you're going to have to either go for a topper that matches your bio hair. So it's either a white or gray topper, which is hard to do for a color match because there's so many variations in grays and whites. And also because white hair oxidizes pretty quickly. So it makes it pretty tricky. So then I feel like going to wigs is probably your best bet. I don't know if that kind of helps. Hi, Wella. I don't know if you guys know Wella, but she is someone who also does education in the hair space, and she wears a million different colors and she wears them all really beautifully. She can go from blonde to red to brunette in seconds. It's really quite inspiring. Definitely check her out. Yeah, this one is pretty. I agree. Thanks, Jane. I feel like this color is it's just so stunning. So as you can see, if you are new to alternative hair, I know some of you are, some of you aren't, but you can see that you can style it like your own hair. It's amazing. And if you are suffering from hair loss, as I have been, like over years, to be able to just take a curling iron and style your hair and, have a full head and be able to play around with it like that is quite remarkable. It's a really cool feeling because it's something that, I've just missed out on for a long time. And so it kind of gives you back that ability to just feel like yourself, So obviously I didn't curl the whole thing, but just giving you a sense of how she can look. This is a gorgeous, gorgeous shade. It's well blended and yeah, just so pretty. So Natalie on here. So wig, we think. Yeah, I do think a wig is a good way to go. If you're, not wanting to dye your hair and things like that, as it grows out, for a while you can do toppers. You could probably do toppers for a couple of years before the hair really grows out. But then I think going to wigs, wigs are so easy too. Toppers are easy. If you have curly hair like I do though, and you wear straight toppers, which I did, then I had to straighten every day. I would shower and then straighten my bio hair. So it just was like an extra step for getting ready in the morning. And toppers, I don't have to do that. Or sorry, wigs, I don't have to do that. I just straighten these little side pieces and then I'm ready to go in a couple of seconds. So it gives extra flexibility. But if you have straight hair or you're wearing a curly, like a Burmese hair piece, like topper, then it's really quick too. You just throw it on and go, which is so nice. Can they make a topper in the shade like Natalie? Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. That's for the Uniwigs team. Maybe if you ask for custom, I'm not sure. I do feel like this, I could wear the whole range of pieces in this color. Like if it came in a topper, if it came into a wig, it's absolutely stunning. Yeah, never wore toppers or wigs. Well, welcome. And here's hoping that you find one that works for you if you want to join us on this crazy alternative hair journey. I'll just buy 4. That's a lot. I mean, it'll give you options. But yeah, it is nice though if we do have more than one. That's definitely something that I remember at the beginning getting my first topper, being really excited, but then also just feeling such a sense of relief when I got the second one because I had options and I knew that if something happened to the first one, I wouldn't be left without hair. So that was kind of nice. So when you get to that point, it will be you know, that's kind of a nice thing to do. Okay, I saw a question that I missed, and then I'm going to show off some more toppers in a second. Just getting my first topper. What color am I wearing? So Festive Jam, this is smoky hazelnut or something like that. It's not a topper option currently. It's just in this wig called Natalie. I haven't curled the back, so the back is still going to look straight. And the cool thing about wigs is that you can do all the same things as you can with toppers. So you can still put them, you know, in a low ponytail. I don't do that with my wigs very much, but like you can. And if you were to cut face framing pieces in or bangs, it really helps with that, you know, natural look as well. So you can do all the same things. They're just a little bit more coverage if you have thinning all over, and a little bit less to think about in terms of blending your bio hair in. So the question is, like, you know, at what stage are you? Are you ready for the full coverage of a wig, or do you want to start off by just trying a topper and seeing how alternative hair feels on your head? They do feel very different, and there's definitely adjustment for both. So know that if you're new to toppers, you know, it's going to feel a little unnatural on your head to start because, you know, it's not your hair. But it will start to feel like your hair at some point. I can't tell you when, probably not a day or two in, probably not a week or two in, but at some point after wearing them for an extended period of time, you will put it on one day and it will just feel like your hair. And that's a really cool feeling. And the same thing is true with wigs. So for toppers, there's the adjustment of just having it on your head, maybe the clips depending on what style you're getting, but they're not uncomfortable, especially with the Uniwigs cap designs now. They're making them so lightweight that you don't really feel them, but it's getting used to that kind of feeling of just having it on the top of your head. And then wigs, it's about getting used to the tension around your head and just having them on and feeling like they're going to fall off, but they don't. There's also that. I remember thinking, oh, it's slipping back, and my wigs never slipped back, but I was panicked that they would. Do I have a darker wig to try? I don't have a darker wig than Natalie, but I can show you a darker topper if you would like to see. The darkest that I have is truffle brown. And I absolutely love this color. It's a great medium brown. So this one is good. That color would be amazing on a topper. I agree. I do agree. So this is the darkest that I have. Just out of curiosity, what color would you like to see? They do have espresso, so I could ask to get espresso here for a future live maybe. So if this ever happens when you're putting it on, sometimes your own bio hair gets stuck, your own hair that's yours. You just kind of pull it out and then pop the topper on. Trying to transition into a topper from a wig. I bought a 6.5 by 6.5 base topper to get an idea whether it would work for me. I just need a larger base, and then I'm going to cut it into a bob. Yeah, that'll be cute and comfortable for the summertime to go with the bob. It's interesting because you're going to go from a wig to a topper, and I went from toppers to wigs. I think I got some lip gloss in this one. Maybe. Okay, so the only thing is this isn't looking great because my bio hair is a little bit too long. It's sticking out there. Maybe I can move it to the back. But this is a beautiful brown shade, truffle brown. It's gray medium brown. Doesn't lean super warm, doesn't lean super cool. It's just nice in the middle. And so this is like, it's not quite whopper territory. I don't know if you've heard that term before, but a whopper is like, you know, not quite a wig, but a very large base topper. So it gives you really good coverage. This is not quite that, but we're definitely getting there in the breeze, which is, this is a closed lace breeze. And you're looking at, you know, I think it's 8.5 by 8.5, if I'm not mistaken, or 8 by 8, maybe 8.5 by 9. Do you have toppers with the white and gray mix? I'm blonde. Unfortunately, I don't have anything gray here right now, but Uniwig's website will have something like that. So definitely just do a search of their toppers, and then you can click on the colors, and then you'll see those offerings. Excuse me. I'm a wig girl now. I do love wigs. I do love them. Although toppers, I think, will always have a place in my heart just because they are the thing that kind of saved me, you know, in terms of alternative hair. They're such a great gateway to wearing alternative hair. Okay, so if you've recently joined us, please ask any questions that you have about wigs, about toppers, about like cap design, those types of things. Definitely here to answer your questions. Sylvia Gray Topper, there we go. Thanks, Uniwigs. Okay, I have a bob now a little longer, right? So there are a lot of toppers that they sell in slightly shorter lengths, so then you don't have to do a haircut on them or as much of a haircut, because it would be unfortunate if you're looking for a bob to buy something that's 16 or 18 inches and then cut it up. But they do sell a lot in shorter lengths as well, so then you could try that. So happy you have men's hair systems. Aw. Well, I wish you really good luck trying them out. That's amazing. If you ever, feel free to reach out on Instagram and Life Beyond Locks. Let me know how it goes with the men's system, because I haven't tried them. I would love to actually get your feedback and know, like what color you get if you decide to get one and that type of thing. Yeah, there's definitely solutions out there for hair loss, which is just, we're very lucky to live in a time where we can do that. Okay, what would you like to see next? Would you like to see a silk top? I'm currently wearing a closed lace. Do you want to see like new upgrade Courtney? What would we like to see? Does this come with a band instead of clips? So actually, all of the new toppers from Uniwigs come with a halo wire, which is amazing. So a halo wire, actually, we could install one together. Let's install one together. So the halo wire is like a fishing line, but stretchy, so it's very comfortable. It looks like, sorry, I've got all the topper clips open here. It looks like this. I don't know if you can see it actually. There we go. So it's stretchy and it's adjustable, and it clips in right near the front. So it brings tension so that topper stays in place, especially at the front hairline. There's no lifting, which is great if you're doing one of the lace options. You still wear the clips, but it takes some of the pressure off the clips because the pressure becomes like that point of tension now. So that's what I'm wearing here. It shows up on this one. But when you get your toppers from Uniwigs, they won't actually be installed in the topper. So what they've done is they've sewn little bits of material, see up here? So they have those, and then in the box, they include the halo wire. So I'm just gonna grab mine. So when you open your box, you're gonna get, what is this? Tutorials on how to install. You're gonna get a card for if you need to do returns, which of course you won't need to. You got scar tape, and they send you some adhesive. You do wanna stick it down at the front of your hairline. And then they're gonna send you, oh no, I don't have my halo wire in this one. I thought I had a halo wire in this box. Oh, I do. They also send you, I've kind of put mine together into one packet, but they send you a comb, which you can attach. They send you extra clips. There's all kinds of goodies in the box. And then they also send you the halo wire. So it looks like this. Are the links still a little longer than stated lengths? Is that for trimming into your bio hair? I think it's based on where they do their measurements from. I think they're doing it from the base and not like the center part. So yeah, I think that's how it is. It's a good question. Let me just do a test here. This one's 17 inches. Oh my goodness gracious. No, sorry. That's what it is. So I just measured this new one, the VM, and she's a 17-inch topper. And when I measure 17 inches from the base down, you know what I mean? It's like, it's because a lot of the companies in North America, you kind of get used to their way of measuring. They measure from the center down. and then you get 17 inches if it's a 17-inch one, whereas this one is longer than that. So it's about like 19, but it's because the measurement seems to be more accurate from the edge of the cap down. So yeah, you are going to get more length than you're accustomed to if you usually are ordering from North America, which is nice. We never want to be shortchanged on hair length, right? Okay, so the halo wire is going to come like this. And it does have, this is the great part. When they send it to you, they send it to you with the little bit of material attached. So I showed you that that material is on the topper here, right? So they've already sewn one in, but this is so that if you, because you can also just buy the halo wires on their website. So if you have an old topper from before Uniwigs was including the halo wire, you can sew it in yourself. And I actually did that. It was a little bit harder than I thought it would be because I, couldn't thread the needle with my eyesight. But it actually was easy to install it, once I threaded the needle. So let me show you the one that I did. It was the soft dusty ash, no, it was the original dusty ash brown. Oh, it's this one. I did such an ugly job of sewing it in, but you can see right there, I just sewed in myself. So what I did was I took one like this, and I just attached it. But because we already have the hoops in place on this topper, I'm going to take the extra material off. And then I'll just attach it right in here. It's like a bra strap adjuster. And then do that on the other side as well. So I'll take the extra piece of material off. Oh, no problem, Linda. Thanks for being here. So nice I love getting questions. It's a lot better than, mine trying to come up with content that you may or may not want to hear. Okay, so there we go. I've just installed it on both sides, a couple of seconds, and then you adjust it to your desired, like you can pull it out if you make a mistake, no big deal, or you tighten it like that. So that's the halo wire. How did I get onto talking about halo wires? I can't even remember. What was, why was I, oh, does it come with the band instead of clips? Yes, there we go. So it ends up with, you have both. So you have the clips and then you have the tension from the halo wire, which is lovely. Does the root spray color come with the topper or do you pay separately? The root spray? Are you talking about these ones, the fibers? These come separately. They are, I don't want to quote the price. They're not very expensive though. There we go, $20 for a tin, which is crazy because I remember when I was wearing only hair fibers in my hair before I discovered hair toppers. I was, I didn't even know at the time. This was like, more than 10 years ago. I was paying, I want to say like $40 or $50 Canadian for hair fibers. And they were not as clean as these ones, which is why I stopped using them. So these ones, I had looked into it and they're pretty good. So yeah, they're made from cotton. And so you just, if anyone's curious, you can spray them on. And so if you do want to blend your hair topper anywhere, so let's say you want to set this further back and cover up some thinning, you just give it a little bit of a spritz and it will cling to your hair to make it look fuller and thicker, which is kind of nice. And they do come in a couple of different colors. And then a little trick is if you feel like you might be between shades, you can buy 2 shades and then you can blend them and make a custom color, or you can do like a spritz of each or something like that. And the key is to also, I made this realization with a root spray, not hair fibers, but is I was trying to match to my hair, but you really want to match to the topper more than your bio hair. Does this topper lay super flat? I feel like it lays super flat on me. I'll get really close to the camera so you can see here. I'm just going to take a look at the questions that I missed. I'd like so longer. Oh no, I didn't miss any questions. What's a good shade for matching mousse brown? Good question. I think, what shade do I have here? The thing is I removed the lids. Maybe the Uniwigs team can help me out. Is it the medium brown one that they should be using for mousse brown, please? I just realized that I don't have my, I don't have my, I took it out of the box and I removed the lid that had the color. So I don't know. I think this one's the medium and it would be a good match. It's kind of like a neutral kind of, sort of warm brown. Okay, this topper doesn't lay super flat. So if I get really close, you can see there's like a little bit of a lift here, which I could probably get rid of if I increase the tension a little bit more. Yeah, if I increase the tension a little bit more on the halo wire, then it's pretty flat. I mean, it's like thin, if that's what you mean though, too. Like this is not a thick edge topper by any means. I've only tried on one other closed lace topper from another company, but it did not sit as flat as this. And so I thought closed lace wouldn't be for me, but then I tried this one on and I realized that the Uniways closed lace is definitely for me. So I'm going to try to find another one for you. Okay, I can't find it, so I'll just pop this one off. Okay. That's what we're looking at in terms of an edge. It gets really thin. It lays flat. It's thin. And you know, obviously, not obviously, I should say, a larger base topper is generally going to sit more flat because it's going to clip down further onto your head. So if you have like a smaller topper and it's just sitting right here, it's not going to sit as flat because it has nothing to grab onto on the sides and just sort of conform to. So the bigger the base, generally, the more flat it's going to sit on your head. But the exceptions to that, I feel like, are these lightweight toppers that Uniwigs is making. So I actually started this live by showing the Upgrade Claire, and I'm going to go back to it now just for a quick sec as an illustration. So it's a small cap topper, and yet I feel like it also, and it has wefting, right? So there's things that you would think, oh, it's going to pop up. It's not going to lay flat because it's a small base, and there's a lot of hair on a small area, but it actually sits really flat. So I think that it's just the way that they're constructing their caps now. I don't have things popping up, and I have a petite head. So usually if they're going to pop up, they're going to pop up on me. The only thing is this halo wire is loose right now, so I should tighten it. I don't know where the edge is on it. I don't want to take it off. So it's way too loose, but if I pull it tight, you can see that this is incredibly flat on my head. I can get it to lift if I do this on the side, and that's a small base. So yeah, I feel like a lot of their toppers are good for laying flat, but that closed lace breeze is really nice. Really, really nice. Did you experience hair loss with the use of hair fibers? I mean, I did have increased hair, increased hair loss at that time, but I don't think it was the result of the fibers. It was, at that time I was postpartum and I went off of birth control, and a whole bunch of other things happened simultaneously. Stress, and then I also have genetic components probably. So I don't think hair fibers would ever do that. They're not clogging up your pores or anything like that. They're clinging to the hair, and then they wash away. So I don't think that there's any danger to using them at all. What is the name of the topper that I'm wearing? Oh, this one here, this little guy. This is Upgrade Claire. Your question, is it possible to use short bobby pins underneath the back of your topper to help secure it? I don't think I have any bobby pins handy right now. Otherwise, I would try to do it for you. Do you mean like at the base of the topper here? I don't think it would be necessary. Or do you mean for the halo wire? Yeah, so this is the Upgrade Claire. Actually, before I put it on, I'm going to tighten this because I said it was too loose. Uh-oh. What did I do? There we go. So this is all you have to do to tighten the halo wire. You just pull like that, and then you're good to go. So upgrade Claire, we'll see what we're talking about in terms of the bobby pins. See if I can kind of figure out the back. I don't think you could get away with that without seeing them, because I mean, you could maybe take a bobby pin and weave it through one of your wefts on it, not straight up. Maybe on an angle you could use a bobby pin, but I don't think you need to. Are you concerned about it blowing up at the back? Because I will say, I don't think I've ever had an issue at the back of my topper with lifting. No, the other one. Oh, the truffle brown. Sorry. So this one here, this is closed lace breeze in truffle brown. So there we go. Sam, is this the one? Did I get it right? So closed lace breeze, truffle brown, beautiful large base, very comfortable, very pretty. I heard somebody say that they did try bobby pins. Yeah, you can definitely experiment for sure, for sure. I just don't know for me personally if it would be needed. I think if you're going to experience lifting, most of the lifting that you would have to worry about would be at the front, because it just kind of like gravity takes over, right? So you have no hair pulling things down in the front, but at the back, the hair just kind of hangs low, which is nice. So yeah, so there we go. A little update on the fibers. They're very easy to wear as well. I was a hairstylist for 30 years. Oh, wow. Well, then you might, have some success in just coloring your own toppers as well, which would be really cool. It would give you more possibility. So that's really cool. Okay, so if you are just joining us or if you've been around for a little bit, I've got a rack of toppers here, different options for you to look at in terms of cap constructions and colors and styles. I also have 2 wigs. I have Celesta and I have Natalie. So if you want to see a wig from their lineup, I can show you that. We can talk about the differences between toppers and wigs or any other questions that you might have. Is the silk top too hot for summer? It's a good question. And probably one of the most common questions that I get is how hot are wigs? How hot are toppers? And the answer is it really depends on the person, right? Some people run really hot. Some people run really cool. No one runs really cool probably in the summertime, but you know what I mean? And I have to say that for me personally, it's never really bothered me. I do live in Canada, but we do get very hot summers where I live. Very humid, very hot. And I've been okay in silk top toppers. I wore them for a couple of years. And I think for me, the trade-off of just having good hair is worth a little bit of extra heat. I mean, it's not going to feel as good as wearing nothing, but when I'm out of the house, I'm wearing alternative hair. So it's just part of what I do. And so I think I've kind of adjusted. So I wouldn't say that if you want something really lightweight for summer, going with something like this closed lace breeze is really nice because it is breathable, or going for a completely lace top piece is great. But I don't think that the silk top is overly hot either. And I like that you do get the protection on your scalp as well. So I'll put on my very well-loved Savannah. She hasn't made an appearance yet, but she makes an appearance every time I do a live because this was like my original. I loved this one. I wore it to work for the better part of a semester as a high school teacher. And I just really love this piece. So this is Savannah. She's a 9x9 silk top. You got generous parting area, which looks realistic, looks like real scalp, no matter where you part it in that area. And then you have these wefts that are stretchy. so it conforms to your head. So comfortable. Built-in, bangs and layers, and it's Burmese hair, so it's going to have a nice wavy texture if you let it air dry. Love this one. And I wore this one in the summertime and I was okay. But it really depends on the person. So you don't really know how it's going to go for you until you try. But if you do tend to run really, really hot, you might want to get one of those lace pieces for summertime instead. But I loved this one. And I love how it's so stretchy. It just clips down on your head really nicely. Oh, I didn't know, Jane. Wait, did you say that you were from Alberta, Calgary? I can't remember now. Calgary gets hot summers too sometimes. Okay, so this is Savannah silk top. Very well loved. She's been heat styled a lot. Probably could use a color touch up. This is moose brown after years of wear. So if you're wondering how moose brown kind of turns out after it's been washed and styled a lot. Oh, St. John's, New Brunswick, cool. New Brunswick is a great province too, isn't it? Beautiful. Yeah, so this is Savannah. So yeah, I think you can get away with wearing a silk top in the summer. And the nice thing, now this is a lot of hair. Savannah has a lot of hair, right? 9x9 cap. I mean, it's great hair. It's beautiful. But you do have that bonus of being able to put it up off your neck. Not as much with a large cap like this because, first of all, there's a lot of hair. And secondly, you can never put up a topper. You can, but it's kind of awkward to put up a topper if it clips down here. You can't be lifting the hair really high because it starts to pull up, right? So you have to kind of go with a lower updo, but you can still do it, get the hair off your neck and do a claw clip or something like that. Yeah, it is really pretty. I do love this one a lot. And I love how it has turned over time, right? This is 3 years old now. And like I said, I wore it for the better part of a semester. It underwent a lot of heat styling and washing, and the color is faded out. But even when it's faded out, the color is still so beautiful. So I think it's kind of nice to know, like, what is it going to look like for you after months and months of wear? And silk top, as much as they've kind of fallen out of favor because of new technology for things like closed lace and full lace pieces, they're really durable. So that's the other great thing about the silk top is if you are thinking about getting one, there's this one, the Savannah, and then I also showed Vienne. And she is also lovely. You just get the durability. It's hard. Lace is fragile. And so if you have a lace piece and then, you're tugging and pulling at that lace, eventually the knots are going to come loose and you're going to lose hair. You're going to need to get it reventilated. Although that said, like I have lace pieces that I wear months on end and they're totally fine. But the silk tops can go an even longer distance, which is really, really cool thing about them. I'm looking for Vienne so I can show you her again. She's got new silk topper in that beautiful new champagne brown color. You saw me with her earlier, right? I am losing my mind. Anyways, oh, there she is. Yes, this is also a silk top. And the cool thing about the silk top, like you can see, she's brand new and she's very flexible still. Like it's not stretchy, but you can move it around. It's going to conform to your head. But my Savannah is even more flexible. She's been worn a lot. She's been washed, and now she kind of fits like that old ball cap. You just put it on and it's conformed to your head. It conforms to your head right away. That's what happens with silk tops over time. Like I just feel like they soften and they become really, really comfortable, which is amazing. Any wavy pieces. So actually everything that you see that is the part line close up on Savannah, sure. So everything that you see that is Burmese, so if in the product description it says Burmese, it's going to be a little bit more wavy. And if it's Chinese Remy human hair, it's going to be a little bit more straight. So you get natural wave in Burmese hair like this. Oops, wrong way. So if you have curly hair, you can really work the curl in the Burmese pieces. So this is Savannah. And I think I might have put powder in there at some point. I'm not sure. So I'll part in another area as well for you to see. No, maybe I didn't. So you get that scalp appearance no matter where you part it, which is the beauty of the silk top. Is closed lace or monotop more versatile for styling? It depends what you're looking for styling, but I would say probably the closed lace. Mostly because the closed lace pieces have, like, the lace is a little bit thinner, and because it's a little bit thinner, I feel like you can get more volume and lift and things like that if you're really trying to change up the styles. But monofilament is very, very, very similar to lace. So I think both are okay. I hope that helps. So, okay, so Savannah, is there anything else that we would like to see before we wrap it up here tonight? Have I shown you the new upgrade Courtney with the lace front? I don't think we did that. So we should probably do that, because that's a really great piece too. Oh, here's another closed lace. There we go. I knew I had something else and I couldn't find it earlier. Maybe I did put it on. This is the closed lace Airy Elegance. No, I did show this earlier. So it's the similar construction to the closed lace Breeze, where you have that reinforced lace edge. And then you have wefting, but it's just a smaller overall cap. But I will show you the Courtney. There we go, lace front Courtney. So this was kind of, she was the new girl on the scene recently, and she's so pretty. You have all the same construction as the regular Courtney, so it's the monofilament. And you also have a lace front. So it's attached with the PU strip. You need to do that to meld the two materials together. And then you have that lace front for realism, and then the wefting. But it's slightly, so those who were here earlier, we were doing a comparison and contrast between Breeze and then the original upgrade Courtney to see which one was more dense at the rear. This one's overall thinner. I think it's 110% density versus like 120 or 130 of the regular. So it's just gonna be a little bit less overall. And this one is in moose brown. Do they use the same lace for the wigs as on the toppers? That's a great question. I would have to ask someone from the Uniwigs team to confirm whether it's the same lace, but it certainly feels like the same lace to me. Both feel like a really thin Swiss lace. So Uniwigs, maybe can you confirm, is it the same lace for wigs as it is for toppers? Swiss lace for all? I suspect so. Can you try the wavy one? Oh yeah, I can put that on for sure. So I see if I'm missing any other questions there. So this is the new upgrade Courtney. I won't style the whole thing. I'll just show you that it can be styled. Really pretty. So you can see earlier I talked about blending your bio hair and the impact that curls make. So if I had a difference in texture or color, it would be really apparent right now. But as soon as you start throwing waves in, and you probably saw it with Savannah, did you notice that? Like Savannah is way too light now, I think, for my bio hair, and way too warm for my bio hair. But once the waves are in, you can't even tell. It distracts the eye from any of the differences. Okay, so the wavy one is not super wavy because she's been hanging here on a hook. But certainly I could make her wavier still by adding water and curl cream and a diffuser. I'm actually gonna get my daughter to work on her. I have curly hair. My daughter has slightly wavy hair. She's working on figuring out how to get the curls to come out in her own hair. So I've been trying to show her with the diffuser. So I'm gonna actually set her to work on this one. This is upgrade Aura. She's pretty old now too. It's in truffle brown. And you can just see it looks like so much more volume, but it's because it's wavier right now. Ah, there we go. If it says Swiss lace, it's Swiss lace, and if it doesn't, then it's not. Okay, so this is now this one needs to be blended, or you need to have bangs for the upgrade aura, in my opinion, because it won't sit as flat at the front because it's a skin top. It's just the nature of let me move this to the side because it's gonna look like too much. It's the side part right now, so I can't. So you can see there's like a little bit of an edge. So that's why this one is ideal with bangs or blending. But yeah, like lots of natural volume. You could see that you could really, like, this has been brushed out and stuff, but you could tell just by looking at it. If you have curly hair, you know what I'm talking about. This has so much potential for curl. So this is the Burmese natural texture in this upgrade aura. And my plan is to do the truffle brown closed lace one. That's a Burmese hair as well. So to do that in the summertime. So I want to cut my hair a little bit and dye it, and then get the natural texture going in that one and wear that as like a daily piece. You'll be able to just run out the door without having to style my hair or anything. So if you have wavy hair, or if you can even kind of fake wavy hair by just adding a little bit of curl cream and a diffuser, that's a really good way to go. Here's another one that I always like to show. And I got a message about it on Instagram about a week or two ago. It's Silk Essence. So this one is a bit of a different construction for a silk, but it still has that parting versatility. You can part anywhere from here to here on this one. And I like that it kind of has tapered ends a little bit. So for styling, it's just really good. It has the face framing pieces. It's in mousse brown, but there's something about the way that it's cut and the way that it takes a wave for styling that I just find it looks really pretty and really natural. So I know that earlier we were talking about just adding lift. Someone was looking just to add a little bit of lift and volume, and I hadn't thought about this one at the time. This would be an excellent one to do that because it really should be blended. I don't know if you can see here, there's a little ridge, so it's not ideal to be worn right to the front hairline, but if you have hair to blend, it will add so much beautiful volume. So this is Silk Essence. Here we go. Really pretty. I love this one. It's absolutely gorgeous. And so all of these are actually on sale right now. They have, I think today is the last day of their summer clearance, not summer clearance, spring sale. Spring sale. I'm looking forward to summer. I keep talking about summer colors here, but there's spring sale. It's 15% off. I think it's site-wide on wigs and toppers, which is really, really great. Lots of options for you. Here's one more that I haven't shown tonight. I don't think. It's called Featherlight. So this is a complete, so someone was talking about running hot maybe in the summertime, and what's the coolest option? This is the coolest option you can get. It's completely lace cap. So breathability is going to be maximum here. This is Featherlight. It's called Featherlight. And the color is, this is a mousse brown. And now this one will need, actually, does it have, yeah, this one does not come with halo wires because they weren't doing halo wires at the time that they released this. It was 2 summers ago. So not last summer, but the summer before. I suspect that the new ones will come with a spot for halo wires though. Otherwise you might need adhesive for it. But like I would need adhesive for this one without a halo wire. But if I attach one, I would probably be okay without it. And it's just so lightweight. So if you're looking for that, you know, a little bit of lift, and that's the other thing I didn't talk about, but with when you have lace, you're able to get a lot more lift at the root. So if you're someone who's looking for volume, it's a really good way to go. You can always smooth it out and brush it down, but getting that volume is not hard to do with the lace just because of the way that the hairs are sewn. So this one is Mousse Brown. Featherlight is what it's called. There we go. Aura's, yeah, Aura's that other one with that I was wearing with the wavy hair, but you don't need to get Aura in order to get the wavy hair. Anything that says Burmese will give you wavy hair if you let it air dry, you know, instead of using the hair dryer and the flat iron on it, which of course you can do if you want to straighten it. All right. So I think we're going to wrap it up. The questions are starting to die down. I think I'm getting a mousse brown. I can always add a little extra highlight. Yeah. So the only thing is, I think mousse brown is great, by the way. So I'm wearing it right now. I absolutely love it. I think it's a fantastic color, and it does fade really nicely. But when it comes to adding extra highlights, you're going to maybe struggle with doing that. I have talked to some women who have tried to get their pieces lightened, and they've really struggled to get the color to budge because you're dealing with pretty what's the word I'm looking for? Like the dye that they use is going to be different from what we would use in a North American salon. It's going to be a little bit more heavy duty. So getting it to budge is going to be kind of hard, but you could go darker. So if you wanted to add low lights or something, that's totally possible. The one before this was called Silk Essence. Yeah, it's really, really pretty. Did I just hang it back up? Oh my goodness. I want to show you the cap. There we go. Silk Essence. This is what it looks like on the inside. It's just, like I said, I don't know what it is, but the way that it's styled, you kind of have like, I guess it's because this one actually has return hairs on it. And so you have like more volume at the top and less at the ends. And I feel like it just gives it a really natural look that way. When I put it on, I don't feel like it looks like I'm wearing alternative hair. Like it just has that natural thinning at the bottom, like that tapering that looks so realistic. Let it fade naturally. Yeah. And that's a cool thing is that when it fades naturally, it does look really, really pretty. I think you're going to like it, Jane. I do hope, Jane, that when you get it and you try it on and you've worn it, that you reach out and let me know how it goes and what your thoughts are down the line, because I would love to get that feedback. Okay, so I think I've gotten everything. If there are any other questions, please let me know right now because we are going to wrap things up. Of course, we'll be back again. Uniwigs is really good at doing lives. They do them a lot. So you'll be able to meet different hosts and things like that and get different questions answered. They do some lives that are just toppers and they do some that are just wigs and they do some that are a little bit of both. So it's, keep an eye out on their page because they'll let you know what they're doing and when. But of course, I'm always happy to answer any questions that you have. And I'm always so grateful that you show up and you help each other in the comments and that you ask questions and that you choose to spend your time with us tonight. So thank you very much. Check in on that sale. I think it ends tonight. They said the 22nd. It's the 22nd. So it's going to end tonight if you are looking to get the spring discount. And I think that's everything, right? Am I right? Thank you, Jane. Thank you, Jane. I really, really hope that this goes well for you. And, I hope that you love wearing hair toppers and that you are able to get back those 24 inches. And maybe you'll have, helper hair that you'll want to stick with forever too, because it's so much fun to play with and have that added option. They do have different lengths. Yeah. So everything that you see here is available in a whole bunch of different lengths. Oh, that's right. Because you're going to do a bob, right? Yeah. The 12 inches is great too. I actually have a wig that I've been thinking about cutting up to something like 12 or 14 inches just because I would like to go a little bit shorter. Yeah, but they can all come in different lengths. So, and Uniwigs has a variety of styles and stuff like that. So like this is a 12-inch topper that's only 3x4. So it's really, really small if you need something just with mild color coverage, or you can get something like this, which is more like 18 inches, but they go all the way down to much longer lengths if you go for custom. So yeah, just look at the listing, product listings, and then you can click on the different color options, and you can also click on the different length options. And sometimes you can pick on the hair option. So you can pick between Chinese Remy human hair and then the Bernese texture, which is that wavy texture. So you really do get to play around with things quite a bit to find something that suits you. So it's kind of nice. All right. Well, thank you very much for being here. Thank you for spending your time with us. And I hope to see you the next time that we go live. If you do end up making a purchase, best of luck with it. Just remember what I told you. If you're new, when it comes out of the box, it's going to look maybe a little bit, like not worn in. Remember the Courtney that I showed you, it looked like this, but then just by moving the part around with a bit of water and then a hair dryer, I was able to get it to look like this. So just keep that in mind. It's going to take a little bit of a learning curve and a little bit of getting in those reps before it feels truly like your hair. But once you get there, you honestly can't imagine life without alternative hair. I know I will be wearing it for the rest of my days, and I'm super, super grateful that I have the option to be able to do that. And I'm super grateful that there are companies like Wigs that actually have affordable options and consistent coloring and consistent cap design and structure and stuff like that, so that I know what to expect. I feel a lot more comfortable in my hair loss with that kind of security. So anyways, thank you for being here. I will see you all very soon.